Hey everyone, my name is Crystal. I am with Vintage Booth Pro, and I'm here to share with you what all sold in my little booth in February 2023. So I started doing this a little while back because when I started my booth, I couldn't find a ton of information on what actually sells in vintage booths. You can, find YouTubers that create beautiful upcycled projects. Thrift hauls are always so fun to watch, but what is actually going out the door and how much money are you making? So that's why I started doing this. And I will tell you, I run a private group over on Facebook. It's a paid group. It's $5 a month. It is for vintage booth owners that just want to be a part of a community where we do daily sales updates so you can learn what's selling in different parts of the country. And we do weekly trainings. I've been in digital marketing for over 20 years. So, I try to help as much as I possibly can create new opportunities for you to market your vintage booth. And so that's what we're doing over there. We just have a lot of fun. And if you're interested at all, just go over to patreon.com/vintageboothpro to get started. And I will tell you that I like doing this because our community is a safe space to ask questions, to share your sales. And there's a lot of people out there that don't make rent. And that is a reality. And there are people out there that make thousands of dollars. And so I'm somewhere in the middle, but I'm here to encourage people on learning how to make more, and I'm still learning. Like, I've only been doing this for a couple of years, but I want to keep this a positive space, this channel, a positive space. So if you have any positive comments about how you're doing really well, or if you're struggling, let us know, because we're here to help each other. And I think the more that we learn and grow, the more people will come into shops, come into antique malls and do their shopping, and we'll all just grow. There's no competition, I believe, within antique mall booth owners. So here we go. So these sales are for February 2023. And this is my first month in my new booth. And so I had two small booths, and I was given the opportunity to move into one bigger booth, which is a 12 by 10 space. The rent is $423 a month. So I know that seems insane to a lot of people. It is a fairly high traffic area. So, let me know if that's just crazy rent to you. It is just shocking to think about sometimes, but so far it's going okay. I was very nervous because I moved in February, the shortest month of the year. I like to paint my pegboard walls, so that took a couple days. So the moving in process, it took a couple days away from sales. And did it reflect in the overall total? Maybe, but it was still really good, and it has been an amazing journey. I'm just shocked every day at how much stuff is selling, and it's just fun because I have to go in every week to bring stuff in. And so it has just been a really fun and positive moving experience. They say it's all about location, and I totally agree with that now. I loved my small booths when I first started, but now it is, it was just time to move on. So in the move, I did not move my jewelry. And in the previous months, that's been almost, $100 in sales. Just having jewelry that is, anywhere from $3 to $10. And I just couldn't find a good spot for it in my booth. So it's still kind of in storage here at my house, and I'm going to take it in. I just keep forgetting, and it's my fault completely. I'm just lazy and haven't taken it back in. So I know that I'm missing out on the sales. My sticker display, I did move it, but it's a trash mess. And so that's all. I've actually, in the last week or so, I took all my stickers home because they just need to be organized and updated. You have to update all the time. So I have to do that. And you can really tell that my sales are reflected in those extra smalls. I highly recommend having extra smalls like stickers. I do gibbets, which are little crock things. I have some cabinet pulls and doorknobs just because I had some in my stash that I figured I would never use. I should just try to sell them. And some stamps, crafters use stamps, like scrapbooking or letter writing stamps. I got them for free, so I sell them for $1. It's a great deal, and I wish I could find that again. You will see that a lot of my sales are from free hauls, and so my cost of goods is very low this month. Okay, so I'm going to start with the smallest stuff and move to the biggest stuff. It was less than 100 items, actually. This month, my profit margin is right around 75%. I've just started using a tool called Sandpiper for my inventory, which is basically a step above Google Sheets or Excel. It doesn't have as many bells and whistles as I would like, but it's pretty good. And so it does. So first of all, the extra smalls, and this reflects on what I just told you. $26. I sold one sticker for $1. One patch is this smiley face patch for $3. 6 stamps that I mentioned, so that's $6. And 8 gibbets, which are those little crock charms, and $8 in knobs. I meant $8 in gibbets and $8 in knobs. So that is crazy low from what it's been before. I need to get creative and just find a spot for my extra smalls. Okay, and I am just going to pop a picture up if I can find it and if I remember what it is. So for $2.99, I sold this tiny wheelbarrow. It was from a free estate sale, which I haven't found another one of those. And if I did, oh my goodness, that was just the most fun. But I did have a video of it, so if you want to watch what I found there. For $3.99, I sold this blue and white bowl, which I believe is from a Curb Alert free haul of all this blue and white chinoiserie. And that has kind of become a staple of my booth, so I just need another free Curb Alert of chinoiserie to come along in my life. I'm just putting it out there in the universe. For $3.99, I sold this set of 3 carrots, which I don't remember where I got them. So I don't remember the cost of goods. This Avon pitcher sold for $4.99, and so this was in my booth before, and some things I marked down significantly just to kind of move it. So I was glad to see that one go. This brass pot, same thing, had been in my booth before. I marked it down to $4.99, and it is gone. Oh, okay, so here come the bunnies. Do you stock up with bunnies? Obviously, this is February, so Easter isn't even until April, I think. But yeah, I'd love to know, how many bunnies have you sold so far? Here's a bunny candle for $4.99. And if I recall correctly, this is from an online estate sale where the cost of goods was just between 50 cents and $1 probably. This carrot dish for $4.99. A glass bud vase for $4.99. This small tray for $4.99, and this is actually something that I made and marked down significantly. Glad to see it go. All right, and my store has a clearance booth, which is just the most fun idea. Vendors are allowed to add 3 items at a time, and so when something sells, you can add something else. I received these 7 red goblets for free from my aunt's estate. Just something that I was able to get for free, and I sold them for $5. I was trying to get rid of them. These blue and white egg cups were $2.99 each, so they sold for $5.98. This chocolate looking bunny, now this was actually a thrift store find, I think for like $1, sold for $5.99. It had a little chip on it, but I thought it was so cute how it looked like chocolate. Muffy bunny, which I believe is a plush bunny, for $5.99. And I used to sell plush online on eBay, and when Goodwill had them for $1 or less. Kind of getting away from that and trying to add seasonal plush stuffed animals into my booth, and so far they've sold well for Easter, because you think, you know, you might want to put them in the Easter baskets when that comes up. This small pink tray for $5.99. I don't recall right now where I got it, but if I include a picture, I can. If I can remember, I'll include a picture. These coasters that say Georgia, had them forever in my other booth and sold for $6. I think they were from Goodwill for like $1. This Boyd's Bear plush sold for $6.99. And this Boyd's Bunny sold for $6.99. This bunny ceramic basket sold for $6.99. And 2 bunny dolls sold for $6.99. So just a lot of plushes. A garden bunny sold for $6.99. Hobnob tray. And is it hobnob or hobnail? I'm not sure. For $6.99, one that had been in my booth for quite a while. This rusty watering can, $6.99. I do remember that. I think I remember it's from the free estate sale. This wine display for $6.99. And this, I marked it down significantly. It was something I had picked up at Goodwill, but it didn't really match the overall theme and vibe of my booth. So kind of glad to get rid of that. This round white mirror for $8.99, part of an online estate sale haul. Chick Family, 2 of them for $4.99, so $9.98 total. They bought like the mom and dad and left the kids there. So I still have 3 of these. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, why not just take them all? A Canton pitcher teapot. It was a black and white or blue and white piece that I already had in my booth. Kind of fit in perfectly with the chinoiserie theme I have going on in my booth. It sold for $9.99. Do not remember where I got that one. Chicken wire basket finally sold for $9.99. I love chicken wire, so I pick it up, but it just does not sell that quickly. I think I picked this up for like $3 and had marked it down to $9.99. This gardening angel sold for $9.99. A gnome for $9.99. And these are all, I think, from an online estate sale haul that was just a ton of spring gardening stuff. Horse candle holder for $9.99. As I'm recording this, I have no idea what that is. So if I can remember or find a picture of something that is a horse candle holder, I will add a picture of it. A small mirror for $9.99. This small ornate frame painting is super small, sold for $9.99. A sugar dish with a lid and spoon, I believe, is a blue and white chinoiserie piece for $9.99. A white rabbit sold for $9.99. A red vase sold for $10. And yes, that's another clearance section one. I had it in my booth for Valentine's Day, kind of a display. I sold 0 vases for Valentine's Day, except for this one after Valentine's Day, and when I put it in the clearance booth. So I had it marked 20, marked it down to 10, and it sold the same day, I think, actually. Set of glass candlestick holders. This was also in the clearance section. These really fancy glass candlestick holders sold for $10. Silver plated something sold for $10. An elephant for $12. This macrame wall hanging for $12. It is one that, Michael's, they have, it starts at $60, $70. Like, you can get stuff for 90% off. So I bought this for $1 or $2 at Michael's. A pitcher for $12. A bird for $12.99. Cast iron bunny for $12.99. An eggplant for $12.99. I had shared this with my group, and it was so funny. I couldn't find a picture of it. It's just like a ceramic eggplant. So from Goodwill for probably $3. A needlepoint piece that I found at an estate sale sold for $12.99. Oh, this wooden cat. It was so beat up, but it fits into the MCM vibe that I love. I picked it up for $2 or $3 at Goodwill, and it sold for $12.99. Ballerina bunny. There were 2 of them, so I think that's $6.99. Sold for $13.98. So I'm going to break down at the end how many bunnies versus how many plush bunnies that I've sold, because that seems like quite a bit. This blue mirror that I actually painted and upcycled sold for $14.99. This boho plant hanger was $3 at Goodwill, and I sold it for $14.99. This crystal decanter was in my old booth forever. I marked it down, and it sold for $14.99. This green plant stand sold for $14.99. This super cute mud pie egg cup sold for $14.99. This rectangular shaped plant holder that I actually upcycled sold for $14.99. Where did I get that? I think it was a $3 or $4 pickup at Goodwill. The salt box was $14.99, and that was one that I found at Goodwill. Thought it was kind of cool, but I was afraid I was going to have to sell it on eBay because you just never know. But it was just plain white, and it sold pretty quickly. These brass swans sold for $15.98. There are 2 of them, and those were from my aunt's estate that I got for free. A pewter pitcher sold for $18. If you recall, I have so much pewter stuff, and I've taken most of it out because it's just not selling. But I was happy to see this one go for $18. Oh, brass leaves. Do you ever see these? I found there were a set of 5 different ones at Goodwill, and they didn't have a price on them. So they gave them to me for $4.99. So 2 sets of brass leaves sold for $9.99 each, $19.98. And I've heard they sell really well online. I might have to move the rest of them that I have online. These column candle holders that I got for free at the free estate sale, 2 for $9.99, so sold for $19.98. These 2 grapevine baskets were a cute find from Goodwill, sold for $19.98. They were $9.99 each. A teapot for my chinoiserie pickup sold for $19.99. And the majority of these, the blue and white stuff is from Bombay, and I had them listed on eBay, and I sold 1 or 2 things, and oh my gosh, I just hate shipping things that can break. It is just nerve-wracking, and so I took them off on eBay, and yeah, they are going to sell in my booth, hopefully. This Tiara amber glass pitcher is still from my aunt's estate she apparently collected this Tiara amber glassware, and I kind of did a trick and put it in the clearance section. It hadn't been in my booth, or for a while it hadn't been in my booth. So I marked it 40, then marked it down to 20 and put it in the clearance section, and it sold. A vase sold for $21. These 2 corbels that I had actually used to hold up a shelf in my old booth sold for $24, so 12 each. A blue and white bowl sold for $24.99. This green metal plant stand sold for $24.99. An ice bucket sold for $24.99. These round gold shelves, $24.99. These were a Goodwill pickup for around $7, and they sold like instantly. This vintage sewing box, I had forgotten that I had marked it down, so I thought it was something else, but I found it in Tuscaloosa at this antique store for like $15. I had it marked $45 and never sold in my old booth, so marked it down when I moved over, and I thought about putting it online, but wow, I did not want to ship that huge thing. So it sold for $24.99. Not a great profit margin there. Okay, so a 2-tier stand sold for $25. I'm trying to remember what that is, and I just can't think of it. A blue shelf. So this is one that I painted. I got it for free from my aunt, painted it, and tried to distress it, but just didn't look that great. So I was kind of glad it sold for $25. These vintage brass hand clips, I think I had included them in a haul video, but just super cool. Found it for $1 or $2, sold for $25. 2 bunnies sold for $12.99 each, so $25.98. A stool that I had been in my booth for a while, and I actually used it to hang stuff, sold for $28, and I had gotten it for $3 and repainted it. This white metal plant stand sold for $29.99. These vintage closet doors sold for $30. I had them forever. I picked them up for $15 at another antique store. I found this mercury glass piece from Goodwill, and I did some research and found it was a Pottery Barn piece. It was $9 at Goodwill, which I hate spending that much, but it sold for $34.99. This vintage mirror, so I found it at Goodwill, just really beautiful, and kind of wanted to keep it. Sold for $34.99. A Bombay oil and vinegar set, part of that blue and white Curb Alert free haul, sold for $35. And these blue and white plates, I think they were there was something off with them. I forget exactly what. So I marked them $9.99 each, and that was kind of low from the comps I found online. But they all sold for $49.95. My big giant garden bunny sold for $49.99. I was so sad to see him go. But you know, someone's enjoying him for Easter now. And I had gotten him for like $1. So that was a really good sale, but I was just sad to see it go. And the last one is this metal table for $49.99. Kind of a lot of gardening supplies, a ton of Easter bunnies, and things like that. Okay, here's my bunny tally. I sold 5 plush bunnies, 9 regular bunnies, 4 carrot related items, and 2 chicks. So let me know below, how are your bunny sales going? And this was in February, like I said. So people start shopping for Easter pretty early. So that's it for February. March is looking good so far. I hope it is for you as well. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing, and consider joining our private group if you would like to join our fun little community of people that are growing our booth businesses. Thank you so much, and please hit subscribe if you are a vintage booth owner, and I'll talk to you on the next one.